Wife!
Do you remember what happened yesterday and where the hell we are today?
Well, yesterday we read Ezekiel chapter 26.
We sure as fuck did.
In that chapter, God decided that he wanted to destroy Tyre. Sorry, Tyre.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Tyre. Anyway, he was giving us a lot of imagery about barren rocks and things like that because they're like seafaring and whatever, and he's going to destroy them because God destroys things because God's a destroyer. And yeah, that was pretty much it. He doesn't like Tyre because they mocked and made fun of the Israelites or something. So
they were too uppity.
Yeah. So that was Ezekiel chapter 26.
Yes.
Actually, before we get into this, I do have one update to share real quick, and that is that we have a site on our website now that you can go to. It's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com/shop. It used to be /Amazon, but I forgot that I can't use the word Amazon in a link. So if you go to sacrilegiousdiscourse.com/shop, it will take you to a page where it has a link that you can shop at Amazon and help out our podcast. So definitely do that. Go there, bookmark that page, and use that when you go shop on Amazon for us. That would be amazing. That being said, that was Ezekiel chapter 26. We just finished yesterday, and we're getting into
Ezekiel chapter 27.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, we are getting into Ezekiel chapter 27.
Or as I like to say, Ezekiel chapter 27.
That's not what you like to say.
It's what I'm going to say. It's what I did say, and I shall keep saying it. So, yeah.
Even though Ezekiel is more fun.
Definitely more fun, for sure.
All right. And this chapter is a continuation of the last.
Okay.
So we're going to keep on talking about that city of Tyre.
Yeah.
Okay. And guess what happened right at the beginning?
Let's see. God is going to call Daffy Duck.
No.
No?
He's going to talk to Ezekiel.
Oh, well, I guess I should have guessed that one instead, probably. That was more likely. It's not likely in the sense that it actually happened, but likely as far as the book says, anyway.
Yes, yes.
But anyway.
The word of the Lord.
The word of the Lord.
Came to me.
It did?
As it does.
Okay.
Me, Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Not me, wife.
Right.
Son of man.
Yeah, mere human.
You fucking worm. Take up a lament concerning Tyre. So now we're going to
be sad about them because we're going to be like, oh, God destroyed them, and now we should be sad for them, maybe.
Right.
Sort of.
Those fuckers.
But it was still justified, apparently.
Right.
Because they laughed at us.
Yeah. They're all going to laugh at you. Say to Tyre, situated at the gateway of the sea, merchant of peoples on many coasts, this is what the sovereign Lord says.
Oh, okay.
You say, Tyre, I am perfect in beauty. Your domain was in the high seas. Your builders brought your beauty to perfection. They made all your timbers of juniper from Sinir. They took a cedar from Lebanon to make a mast for you. Of oaks from Bashan they made your oars. Of cypress wood from the coasts of Cyprus they made your deck, adorned with ivy. Fine embroidered linen from Egypt was your sail and served as your banner. Your awnings were of blue and purple from the coasts of Elisha. Men of Sidon and Arvad were your oarsmen. Your skilled men, Tyre, were aboard as your sailors.
I'm having trouble finding anything to say here. This is just like a description of how wonderful and great they were.
He's comparing them to a ship.
Yeah.
Because
they were seafarers.
Because they were seafarers.
Right.
And just a quick addition here where he says your domain was the seas and your city was situated at the gateway to the sea.
Yeah.
In the original text, gateway was plural, gateways to the sea.
All right.
And that's because it probably had more than one harbor, one facing north and one facing south.
Got it.
So they were a big deal.
Yeah.
When they earlier on in earlier chapters, when we were talking about the people of the islands.
Yeah. These were them.
Not just these were them. These were the top of them.
Got it.
These were the big ends.
The Tyres, the Tyrians, they were the top dogs as far as seafaring and all that.
It's funny to hear you say Tyrian because that's like Game of Thrones. And yeah. So yeah, Tyrus.
Okay.
Tyre. And yeah, they were top dog, like you said.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Alongside trade for your wares, blah, blah, blah. Well, I was scrolling. I have to find where I'm at now.
Yeah, no, I know. Wife lost her place.
I did. Always, always. Okay. Veteran craftsmen of Byblos were on board as shipwrights to caulk your seams. All the ships of the sea and their sailors came alongside to trade for your wares. Men of Persia, Lydia, and Put served as soldiers in your army. They hung their shields and helmets on your walls, bringing you splendor. Men of Arvad and Helek guarded your walls on every side. Men of Gamad were in your towers. They hung their shields around your walls. They brought your beauty to perfection. Tarshish did business with you because of your great wealth of goods. They exchanged silver, iron, tin, and lead for your merchandise.
This is, I mean, normally you don't have to do this much reading.
I know.
I'm sorry, like in one shot, I mean. But I really, I'm struggling here.
I mean, basically,
there's nothing to really interrupt and interject about. So
basically, every sentence is like, you were awesome to these people. You were awesome to those people. All of them people.
I feel like it's going to end though with like, and now you're destroyed, and we're sorry, and you're sad, and we're sad that our God destroyed you.
Yeah.
Because he sucks.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Exactly. Greece, Tubal, and Meshech did business with you. They traded human beings and articles of bronze for your wares.
Oh, so there's some slavery happening.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. They were master slavers. Yeah.
But I noticed that God's not commenting as though that's a bad thing there.
Right. He's just saying, this is where people bought slaves because, you were the people that brought them in.
Right.
And that's not bad because you also brought other things.
No, I mean, we're in the midst of a, showing all of their wonderfulness and all their amazing things that they did.
Part of which includes
slavery, right?
Yeah. Love me some slavery, right?
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
Gross. Men of Beth Tuggerma.
Yeah, that place,
They exchanged chariot horses, cavalry horses, and mules for your business, but none that talked.
I wonder if they got the mule semen in there.
Oh, my God. The men of Rhodes traded with you, and many coastlands were your customers. They paid you with ivory tusks and ebony.
Yeah.
I was trying to say emery, and I don't know
that's
why.
not, No,
ebony.
Ebony.
Yeah. Aram did business with you because of your products. They exchanged turquoise, purple fabric, embroidered work, fine linen, coral, and rubies for your merchandise.
Sounds like they were quite the hub.
They were a big hub, yeah. Mm-hmm. Judah and Israel traded with you. They exchanged wheat from Minnith and confections, honey, olive oil, and balm for your wares.
Okay.
Damascus did business with you because of your many products and great wealth of goods. They offered wine from Helbon, wool from Zahar, and casks of wine from Izal in exchange for your wares.
I feel like I would have loved to have seen this ancient city of Tyre.
Tyre.
Yeah. Sorry.
Tyrus.
But yeah, it seems like it's a very bustling, ancient world city type thing.
Yeah.
And it sounds, I mean, other than like the slavery and shit, it sounds kind of like it would be interesting to visit if you had a time machine, right?
Yeah. So. Yeah. I would have loved to see this place in action.
Right.
Wrought iron, cassia, and calamus. Dedan traded in saddle blankets with you. Arabia and all the princes of Kedar were your customers. They did business with you in lambs, rams, and goats. And
lambs, rams, and goats, huh?
A fox in a box with socks. The merchants of Sheba and Raamah traded with you. For your merchandise, they exchanged the finest of all kinds of spices and precious stones and gold.
Okay.
Haran, Canaan, and Eden, and merchants of Sheba, Esher, and Kilmad traded with you. There was a place called Eden?
Apparently, yeah.
I need to know more about that.
I mean, that...
Did they have a garden?
Maybe it was... I mean, it's a lot like we take names now, right? Like when the, pilgrims came over and we set up this new world over here in the United States, we named a lot of things after the old world, right?
Yeah.
So, like, we just stole those names. We're like, those are ours now. We're going to put them over here.
You had York, we have New
Right. So, I mean,
York.
I'm sure the idea of Eden and Eden of the Bible were an idea that was around at least. So,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. In your marketplace, they traded with you beautiful garments, blue fabric, embroidered work, and multicolored rugs with cords twisted and tightly knotted. The ships of Tarshish served as carriers for your wares. You are filled with heavy cargo as you sail the sea.
Okay.
Your oarsmen take you out to the high seas, but the east wind will break you to pieces far out at sea. Your wealth, merchandise, and wares, your mariners, sailors, and shipwrights, your merchants, and all your soldiers, and everyone else on board will sink into the heart of the sea on the day of your shipwreck.
There we go. There's the horribleness.
Yeah. The shorelands will quake when your sailors cry out, "Ah!" All who handle the oars will abandon their ships. The mariners and all the sailors will stand on the shore.
Okay.
They will raise their voice and cry bitterly over you. They will sprinkle dust on their heads and roll in the ashes.
I see.
They will shave their heads because of you and will put on sackcloth.
Well, it sounds like they're very well revered, I guess.
Yeah,
so,
they're crying.
Very sad about
they're like, fuck me. This place is gone. Wah.
Right. Yeah.
They will weep over you with anguish of soul and with bitter mourning. As they wail and mourn over you, they will take up a lament concerning you. Who was ever silenced like Tyre, surrounded by the sea? With your merchandise, when your merchandise went out onto the seas, you satisfied many nations. With your great wealth and your wares, you enriched the kings of the earth. Now you are shattered by the sea in the depths of the waters. Your wares and all your company have gone down with you. This is actually kind of a really neat literary device.
Yeah.
To take what they're renowned for and then turn it into an example of like representing, like taking what they're renowned for and using that as, you know, you are famous for ships, and so I'm going to call you a ship, and I'm going to refer to your downfall as the sinking of that ship.
Right, yeah.
I'm really impressed with this, actually.
Yeah. I mean,
for
the Bible, it's not horrible.
Trying to give due its due.
Yeah,
okay?
for sure.
Because I'm the first to complain when this shit sucks, such as with the slavery.
Yeah.
You know, the sale of humans.
Yes, yes.
But overall, I'm really enjoying the literary symbolism here.
Yeah, yeah. That's very cool.
All who live in the coastlands are appalled at you. Their kings shudder with horror, and their faces are distorted with fear. The merchants among the nations scoff at you. You have come to a horrible end and will be no more. The end.
Okay.
Now, when they say that they're appalled at you,
yeah.
I don't think that's the correct use of that term.
No,
they're not going to mourn
they'd be
you.
more, if they were appalled at anything, they'd be appalled at what the Babylonians did to them or whatever. Right?
Or God.
Or God. Yeah, right. I'm sorry, God. My bad.
Whoever destroyed them, they would be appalled at that, not appalled at this great seaport that they're like, this seaport is awesome. Oh, I'm so appalled at them.
Yeah.
No, they're appalled at the destruction.
I guess you could be appalled if it was like literally horrific to look at. Like that's appalling to even look at.
Right. But again, that's appalled at the destruction.
Right.
And that's not
fair enough.
What it said. It's saying they're appalled at you.
Right.
The city.
Right.
No, they revere the city. They're appalled at the city's destruction.
Right.
And their kings shudder with horror and their faces are distorted with fear. Yeah.
Right.
They're like, oh, fuck me.
And I can see why they're fearful. Like, I mean, you know, it's apparent. And we all know I'm pretty sure this is Babylon. Actually, I think they said it in the last chapter that it was Babylon doing this, right?
Yeah.
And that's the sword of the Lord, right? That's coming down on these people and Israel and all this shit.
Right. Where it says the merchants among the nations scoff at you.
Yeah.
I don't think they're scoffing.
No.
They can't both be scared and be like, you stupid idiots.
Right. And maybe some of them are scoffing, some of them are scared. It kind of depends on who you are. Maybe if you're one of the people that are in cahoots with Babylon, maybe you are scoffing. And if you're not in cahoots, you're like, fuck, they're going to kill me too.
Okay, but they just spent an entire chapter's worth describing how awesome this place is.
Yeah.
And then they're like, everybody loves you and trades with you. Everybody comes through your ports. And now some of them scoff at you. No, that doesn't read correct.
That's true.
That's not what happened. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's not, like, stick in a lane. Right now we're talking about how awesome this place was, and we're lamenting it having fallen.
Yeah.
Right? That's what the whole chapter is about.
Yep.
So they picked the wrong words in this translation. They're not appalled or scoffing. They're maybe appalled at the destruction and appalled at the destructors.
Yeah.
And if they're scoffing, they are scoffing at, I can't imagine what they'd be scoffing at, honestly.
Sure. Yeah. So, I don't know.
But
the God likes to say that once he destroys something, people are going to laugh and scoff at them. Like that's a thing that the Bible, that Ezekiel.
People that no longer should be embarrassed or that no longer survive should be embarrassed.
And keep in mind, too, that looking small or looking weak in front of your enemy or your neighbors in this time frame was a big deal. That made people want to not be that, right? Like that was a motivator. I don't want to look this way. Even God, according to the Bible, doesn't want to be embarrassed by in front of his neighbors, right?
Right.
So like it's a thing that even God in the Bible is supposedly fearful of doing.
I hear that, but again, you no longer exist. You're all dead. You should be so embarrassed, you people that aren't alive.
Well, and we don't know what the mindset was back then. Maybe they looked at death as embarrassing. Maybe the fact that you got conquered was embarrassing. Maybe that was something worthy of derision. You know, I don't really know what the mindset was of these people in the ancient times. And I don't know. I mean, they were very tied up in a lot of things that were very manly. So
that's true.
And that is one of those things, like to show your weakness in front of people would maybe be the it caused derision, you know? So
it's just that where it says their kings shudder with horror and their faces are distorted with fear. I believe that.
Sure.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Where the next sentence says the merchants among the nations scoff at you. I don't believe that.
Right. I don't believe it either, but I think the wording is used because of how it is taken by people in that time.
Yeah.
So
all right.
Fair?
I guess. I still think that it's shitty writing.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, it generally is in this book.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. I liked the symbolism and what's that called? Not a metaphor. Yeah, it's a metaphor.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You're the writer, so I bow to you.
It's a metaphor. I like the metaphor of the seafaring city as a ship.
Sure.
That's great.
Yep. All right. Well, that was Ezekiel chapter 27.
Yes, it was.
Which means that we will be back tomorrow with
Ezekiel chapter 28.
And just a quick housekeeping note here. We are doing our live. If you get this the day that it comes out, we'll be doing it shortly probably because we're doing it tonight, Tuesday at 10 o'clock p.m. on Discord. The link will be in the show notes. But we also are not doing our live tomorrow on Wednesday on YouTube and Twitch and all that because we have other obligations this week. And we apologize for the screwed up live schedule this week, but things just didn't go as planned yesterday and today, and tomorrow we already had plans. So that's the way it goes.
Got some family stuff we got to do.
Yep. So thanks for joining us, everybody, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep. We have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.